Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Well, Happy New Year. This is actually the first video for 2022 from me, so I do wish you a very warm Happy New Year. And though it is January and probably pretty chilly wherever you are in the world, we're gonna start off 2022 by talking about spring. Why not? Because we have the brand new limited edition spring releases from Too Faced, the Too Faced Femme collection, limited edition Ethereal Eyeshadow palette, limited edition Femme blush, and we're gonna also talk about the Femme Heartcore lipsticks. Little cute things. We are going to try them on demo, and I'm going to show you them in 2 different lightings. Plus, I definitely have some thoughts on the look that we're going to do here, which you are seeing a preview of now, including an over-exaggerated blush so that you can see the shades. Okay, so let's start here. This was an interesting release, and by interesting, I mean kind of strange. If you recall, or if you were waiting for it, if you're a fan of Too Faced, it was advertised as being available, bam, just out of the blue, a spring release. What? On Ulta. And then when you clicked on it, I think you could buy the blush and maybe the lipstick, but you couldn't get the eyeshadow palette. Then the eyeshadow palette disappeared, right? If you're following along at home. And then was available on the Too Faced website. All of it was, but then they said the 27th. Okay, cool. 27th came and it said coming soon, just on the eyeshadow palette for days, and then all of a sudden coming soon just switched randomly to sold out. There might have been a period in there of 10 minutes where you could have grabbed it. I don't know, it was really weird. The other thing that was strange is that now that this is more widely available, I have it linked below at both Sephora and Ulta in case you have a preference of where you like to do your beauty purchases. But now that it's available at like Sephora and Ulta, it's $39, but still the sold out version on the Too Faced website is listed at $45 American. And I don't quite understand the $6 price difference. I did try to dig around and see, does it come with a brush or does it come with something special? And doesn't appear to, that I saw. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm not sure what's up with that price difference. The answer to why this release was so strange is simply, I don't know. But we have it here now, and it is much more widely available, so let's talk about it. Okay, we're going to start with the Ethereal Eyeshadow palette, which I just told you is $39 in its wide release, and for some strange reason listed at $45 on the website. It is a, let me take a look at it, let you take a look at it up close. It has this beautiful butterfly packaging, and apparently Jared was influenced by the femininity of butterflies when he designed it. They are kind of a pretty little creature, aren't they? So let's take a look here. We have magnetized case. We have 8 mattes, 4 metallics, and 2 pearlized shades. They're calling it Shimmers and Next Generation Mattes. I don't know what the brand means by Next Generation Mattes. I guess it's a promise that they're really good. They are good mattes. You know, you're getting a preview of the look. A little bit of kick up, a little bit of powder. And it doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, their Next Generation Mattes means powdery, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't bother me, but I just wanted to show you that there. There is also, for those of you who are scent averse, as typical as we expect from Too Faced, less of a gourmand or food scented with this and more to be expected with butterflies. A little bit floral mixed with cinnamon, if that exists, but I just wanted you to know. It does dissipate, but typical of Too Faced, there is a scent and a little mirror in there, of course. Let's look at, well, let me first show you also, we have they engraved Too Faced, and there were some butterflies engraved there that were gone right away when I swatched. Let's look at the blush. This is a radiant peachy pink, and kind of has a bit of a sugar violet smell, they call it, a scent. This is a $30 limited edition product. It does have some gold overlay that I left, as you see, in the other spots, but it disappeared with my first swatch and first use. So that is a really quickly gone. That is definitely an overspray, so don't expect for that to stick around. And the Heartcore High Shine, kind of a lip gloss, the Femme Heartcore lipstick is $23, oddly listed as $22 on the Too Faced site. So another little price difference. That one a small one. This one comes in 6 shades. I picked up shade number 2, this pretty pink shade that you see. And let me just zoom in and see if you guys can see that. There's a little heart inside there. And the whole tube is actually kind of heart-shaped on the bottom. Very cute. Very cute, nice little, kind of innocuous little shiny lippy balm lipstick situation hybrid. Really cute. You know, I can't help, I don't know about you, but I can't help but think of the Urban Decay Naked Cyber palette, kind of. And I thought maybe we could hold them up and see. I could do further swatch comparisons if you're curious as well. They kind of remind me of one another. Let me back up and make sure you can see that there. They do. I don't know why, but they kind of do. I don't know if there's that many similarities, but it's what I immediately thought of. And I think I also thought of it because of performance, because when we do the demo, you can definitely see that it takes a little bit of building, which doesn't bother me. I don't actually think that detracts from the palette, but maybe because the Cyber palette you had to build to it made me think of it. I don't know. Let's take a look though at both the Ethereal Eyeshadow palette and the Femme blush on my arm first in studio lighting. Take a look at it there. We have all the shades, 14 shades, I believe it is, from the Ethereal Eyeshadow palette on the left. And then over to the right, we have 2 swatches of blush. I just wanted to show you the blush and then the blush with the overlay, the gold overlay. That goes away pretty quickly. That's why there are 2 blush swatches there. And to the left, the 14 eyeshadow swatches in studio lighting for you to take a look at. Let us go outside in the warm California sunshine. The rain is gone. We have the warm California sunshine back. So take a look at that outside so that you can get a better feel for how that looks in terms of an outdoor swatch. Take a look there. I think it helps a little bit with color correctness that's so hard to achieve. And again, we have the eyeshadow shades on the left and the blush on the right. I am super happy to do any other comparisons that you might need over on my Instagram channel if you do want to see it next to some of the Naked Cyber shadows or anything else that your little heart might desire. You just let me know. Happy to do it. I want to come back now with nothing on my face except foundation and a little bit of concealer. And let's try these products on. As you see, I have gone uncharacteristically for me to the bright shades because all the other kind of warm shades are ones I figured you would kind of already have. I figure if you're buying this palette, you're really kind of interested in those kind of what I call pastel springtime Easter eggy shades. So that's what we are going to work with. Stay right there. Okay, let's put on some makeup and maybe get a little bit wild. By that I just mean using eyeshadow that has color. Now, I do have to get used to that slightly cinnamony floral. I know there's no such thing. There actually is such thing. It's here. Kind of a cinnamony floral. Okay, I'm going to do what they're kind of suggesting by making these 2 bigger. They're assuming that we are going to use those next gen matte shades to a lot more. So I'll take the hint and start with that. And we do have shade names here, I see on the back, but I will put those on the screen. Am I smelling the scent when I put it on the eye? At first, yes, but when the palette is away from my face, I do not smell it on my face. So just so you know that. And I'll go in with I'll take the second hint and go in with the second shade here. A little bit powdery. Not unusual for Too Faced, but I did want to let you know. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but there's definitely a little bit of kick up. Again, price point wise, I'm not incredibly surprised, meaning that, you know, what we lack in price, we make up for in that. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not choking on it or anything like that, but there is a little bit of a kick up from the palette. Okay. I cannot delay any longer. We need to try to get into some color here. And I will use some of these shimmer shades too. But let's just do it. Let's go to the outside of the eye with this very, very kind of pretty aqua blue. And I'll tap off the brush just a little bit. I don't know if we need to. It is very, very gentle. So I did not need to tap off the brush really. And in fact, I don't think I will the second time. And yes, that is better. And I've just decided, as you see, to just do the whole eye. Let's see what we can do when we cover the whole eye without tapping the brush off, which is fine, in this kind of a powder blue. Just a real quick layer of it. It is not very strong. I'm okay with that because I don't know, that doesn't bother me because I'm not a huge color wearer. So this isn't like the kind of payoff you would immediately get with Pat McGrath, but it's not that price point either. I'm going to go under the eye with it a little bit as well. And I just kind of wanted to do just like a messy kind of blue just to start us off there. I don't know where I'm going yet with this. Let's tap into this really pretty purple, same brush, because they're going to be kind of on top of each other. And let's just do the outer portion of the eye, not showing up a ton. Let's dig in there a little harder, but very pretty. Not a huge color payoff. I would like these colors to show on top of one another. And had I left some space for the violet, it would show a little bit more, but I really expected it to show more prominently anyway, since the aqua has a little bit of a chalkiness to it. I thought it would actually make a base. Okay, now we're getting it to show, but fourth layer. Very pretty, but yeah, there we go. A little bit chalky. Not bad. Let's go for a fifth layer, is it? I wasn't counting, but okay, now we're really getting it to show. It's pretty. It's definitely a spring look. Now remember, I'm really trying these shades just so we can see how they perform. Left to my own devices, I would go with the more kind of probably warmer shades. I just wanted to show you these because they're interesting and see how they perform. So I did get it to work. It's not patchy or anything like that. You just got to kind of coax it a little bit or leave a space for it. Not really applied one right over the other, and that's fine, but I just, I did find that out. Let's do maybe a little bit of a transition here with this real pretty pink shade here, just to kind of get, I now know not to tap off the brush, and it is a little bit powdery, as I said earlier, but it's fine. Okay, now that's kind of coming together a little bit better, especially remember we haven't added in any sort of eyeliner or mascara, which it desperately needs. These kind of light Eastery colors definitely need that. It's not bad, actually. Just, keep in mind that I do have to, let's put a little bit more of that blue in there because we're losing it. Please keep in mind that I do have to get some mascara and such over. I don't feel like it's a look that's going to really hold up for the day, though. Let's try the blush, which I have two brushes. One a little bit more dense. Both of these are actually Wayne Goss. One a little bit more dense and one a little bit more fluffy. Let's start with the dense shade. In the swatches, I showed it to you with that kind of gold overlay over it, but that goes away so quickly. So let's just go into the blush itself with the denser of the two brushes. This is a Wayne Goss number 2. Okay, that's very pretty. And that applies very, very nicely and has a little bit of a sheen to it. If you worry about texture on your cheeks, I do want you to know this is definitely a dewy finish to this blush. So if you prefer a more matte look in your blush, it's a lovely pinky peach shade, but if you prefer a little bit of a more matte look, you won't be pleased because this definitely is dewy. Let's really go overboard. Just because A, I find that fun, and B, it really does show you guys the shade a little bit more. And I think when I zoom in here, you can really see that it's definitely giving a dewy kind of shiny cast to it. Just really overdoing it. Like I said, I enjoy it, but also I want you really to see the shade. And we need to also put on a little bit, this is driving me crazy that the eyes are looking kind of odd without mascara on. Let me get some mascara on, then we'll come back and try the lipstick on and talk about my thoughts about this palette. So stay right there. There, that's better. It was looking a little strange without any sort of mascara to balance it out. So here's the finished eye look. What do you think? As I said, left to my own devices, I really wouldn't head to the violets and blues like that, but it's pretty. And I had to work with a little bit of, as you saw, to coax it onto the eye. So it's not a huge color payoff. I mean, it did work. Let's try this lipstick, which comes in so many shades, but as you know, I purchased the shade number 2. So let's just kind of try that on. Oh, that's pretty. And I have very dry lips today. So that's a pretty bright pink. Same kind of floral candy smell. I'm inventing fragrances. I said cinnamon, floral, candy, floral. But it's pretty. Okay, let's talk about it. That's definitely like a really pretty kind of lip balm. It's really kind of it's a nice little pink there. Okay, so let's talk about this collection a little bit. To me, this performs like a lot of these kind of Easter egg, for lack of a better word, shades that are out there, including in the Cyber Naked palette that the Naked Cyber palette that I mentioned earlier on in this video, you know, where it's gentle and subtle and you have to coax it. And this upsets a lot of people. It doesn't upset me because I don't mind a bright color that takes a little bit of coaxing because I'm not used to working very much with bright colors. I tend to stay away and stay pretty neutral. I am a neutral lover for sure. So for me, that's a safe way to experiment with color, and perhaps for you as well. But there will be people who are annoyed by it. The scent is slightly off-putting. It does dissipate, but I don't really enjoy florals. You might. My perfume choices tend to be gourmand, etc. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt if you prefer floral scents. Because it can go a bit florally, it can come off a little bit perfumey rather than yummy, and I just want you to keep that in mind. The blush as well, I think? Yeah, it looks like the blush as well. I don't know if I'm just smelling it on the brushes and whatnot, but it's not like a Guerlain perfumey scent, if you know what I mean, or very overpowering. Even the new Dior foundations have a more perfumey scent upon first application than this does. This is almost like a candy floral, if that makes sense, a candied floral. I'll stop while I'm ahead here because I'm not sure I'm communicating that. But for those of you who don't love fragrances, I did want you to know about it. Doesn't feel like it's a look that's going to last that long. For me, I would likely stick in the palette to the other shades, and I don't know that I would need it for that because we all have so many palettes with so many of those warm shades anyway, that to me, if you're purchasing it, you're purchasing it for these kind of shades that we would use. And I realize now I really didn't play too much. I'm gonna bring my mirror back because I realized I didn't play too much with any of these glittery shades, and let's just put a little bit of that. Oh, that does bring it to life, doesn't it? I don't know why I didn't do that. I do like it a lot better like that. What do you guys think? Yeah, I do. Let's do a little more. So that's certainly very pretty, and it definitely brings together. Oh, that's really pretty, huh? It needed that, didn't it? Okay, good. My head weren't attached. So I'm kind of glad we did that. But to me, if you're buying it for those kind of Easter egg shades. So, you know, and the blush is nice, but you have these blushes already. Their formula is really nice. I thought the blush applied very, very well. Don't get excited about the gold. It goes away in a heartbeat. And this is a really fun, kind of nourishing lip treatment. You know, we have a million of them, but it's a nice one, and the price isn't bad. But the star of the show is definitely the eyeshadow palette, and I would love to know what you think about it and what you think about this look that I tried to do with the shades that you would probably be purchasing from this palette. So do let me know your thoughts because I would love to hear them. I always do. Stay tuned also. We got a lot of foundation reviews coming up over the next few days and indeed weeks. I feel like I'm going to become a foundation channel. It looks like the beginning of 2022. We're building a foundation quite literally for 2022. So stick around to see all your favorite new foundations coming up. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, and if you haven't already done so, I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel. It helps bolster the channel and gets it seen by more people. So I would love that support. If you have a second to click subscribe, please do, so I can see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.